I know I was reshuffling some armies around about right here. And these were them.
Ready for battle. Ready for orders.
And that one has 17, that one has 17.
Commander.
This one has 14. Can I raise forces of a Julian candidate? Haha, I can. We're gonna do that. Reinstate Legacy. Legio 1 Italica.
Ready for battle. I will hourly patrol. Ready for orders.
This guy is gonna give
On the
you
move.
all of his army. Oh, you know what? Let's see who has Corsica and Sardinia. Owner, House of Junia. Julia, Junia, Papria. No, I'm sorry, Cornelia. So, in order to make sure that the Julian house gets the next one, I'm gonna go north. Easy peasy. Easy peasy.
Commander.
Legio for Fretensis.
At once.
You're gonna attack Patavium, as is the next one in the line.
At your command.
We're gonna take
At
Patavium
once.
quickly. We're gonna get glass. We're gonna trade that shit. Do we have anybody? Wait, hold on. That's not how I look to see what I'm trading with. There we go. Venetians. Oh, we are trading with them. Eh. 123. What about the Insubris? I'm not trading with them. Hmm. And I might lose out on that. You know what?
We hunger for battle.
We're going to attack Genua next. Okay. It's -4 food. We have 50 food. So let's just move that up. What up, ANCAP? There we go. Now I got it active. Now you can see my pretty new haircut. Alright. What it is, ANCAP? Alright. Let's do pirate hunting. Oof. Bunch of stuff happened. Make a little bit more food. Any other buildings? Crawlus. Mm. Let's see, that would reduce the amount of food that I have by another 2. That would do it by another 3. That's 5. That'd bring me down to 49. But I'd make a little bit more money. I'd make about 108 if I did both of them. Well, let's wait. See if we can get some more food going first.
We hunger
Bonjour.
How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. You sound kind of distant.
Ready for orders.
Fixed it,
At once.
I think.
You sound a little closer.
Oh, okay, this is gonna be interesting. Hang on.
At your command. Are you ready to serve Rome?
Okay, well, that's strange.
I mean, weirder things have happened.
Are we better now?
Yes.
Ah, okay, brilliant. I think I've spent the whole day triggered at other libertarians.
What do you wish of
I don't know if you saw the shitfest in the Liberty Nerds community.
I haven't. What's going on there?
to the ends
Oh, I think I snapped a little bit at someone. Um, they were suggesting that the looting is okay.
Oh,
And
they're
then we're
wrong.
calling people who didn't. Well, they are wrong, and I made that very clear. During the whole thing, well, at one point I told him that his argument was so poorly put together. I'll see if I can find it. I mentioned thalidomide. I was quite chuffed with it actually. Um, I just got really annoyed because I'm just sick of seeing it. Because it's not the first person I've seen say it. Um, um I told him that his inane babble was so poorly formed that it's hard to believe that his brain was not under the influence of thalidomide when he birthed it.
No temple can stand upon just
Um,
We
but
cannot
yeah, and then later today he like put up this massive rant on it, and now everyone's treating it as a copy pasta.
Speak plainly and
Lol.
I am sure
Yeah,
that your wares will find a home somewhere, but not with
like
us.
I am just trolling the guy at this point, and I normally wouldn't troll. I'm not really into trolling at all, but I think this guy fucking earned it, and he's actually just too funny
I
to
can
not
sense
troll.
that my gods
Hmm.
smile on us and our agreement.
He also told Marley to like die.
Well, if he thinks that the looting is okay, then I don't really give a shit about him.
I'm at that point now where I cannot be bothered to love you, see you on Dad. I cannot be bothered to try and reason with people because there's no reasoning. You know, you try and reason with the black people that are looting,
I
you
wait
get told,
for
oh,
you
you're
on
a
behalf of
racist,
the
or
people of Earth.
imagine you had someone
Speak.
die and all that fucking shit. Yeah, gay people have been killed before. I didn't go around looting about it. You know,
We
fucking.
Wasn't there a riot
will not trade
after
with you at this
some?
time.
Didn't you tell me about it? Like there was a riot after
Oh, the
some.
Stonewall riots.
Yeah, there you go.
So
That.
the Stonewall riots were back in the 1960s, and that was when the police attempted to night mum. Yeah, there'll be lots. Yeah, the Stonewall riots were back in the 1960s when a underground gay club was
Burned down.
thingy by police. Yeah, I mean they shouldn't have damaged property in that, and I don't think people were deliberately damaging property, but it does happen when that happens. I mean, I'm okay with a degree of collateral. Like it happens if it's a broken window or something, or maybe a wall gets damaged, but it's accidental and it's just par for the course. Then that's the price that we pay to have the right to assemble. That's what happens in protests, and especially if the protesters get like tear gassed and stuff. What I'm not okay with is burning down buildings and shit like that.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that.
And I'm not okay with business owners being okay with it when it happens to them either. I mean, they obviously have a right to be, but no, fuck you, you serf. Come on, stand up for yourself. You know, it's just annoying. Nobody's got any fucking spine.
That's fair. So my dad is getting a plan together should there be riots where we are.
I would make a plan. I'm genuinely concerned about a race war. I think that's what it's going to be more than anything else. I think that white guy they saw looting and that, he's trying to start a race war. That's what this is now. If the National Guard go there tomorrow or tonight and they start shooting black people, regardless of what the reason is, that will cause a shitstorm. So it pays to have an escape plan, I think. Because obviously that's not so. And then there are people treating a race war like it's equivalent to the Boogaloo, and it's like, oh yeah, it's been coming for a long time. It's great, and it's like, no,
It's not the same thing. This is
it's
not
not
what
the
we
same
wanted.
thing. And that's it. But there's so many people, and then like you tell that story, oh you fucking cuck, and it's like, wow, really?
Ready for orders.
Yes, because the Boogaloo is killing black people, isn't it? I mean, what the fuck?
Commander.
What the fucking? All right, so basically my choices right now are going to war with Massilla or the Genoese, not the Genoese. Fuck, the Venetians, Veneti.
Oh, fucking the gayest empire of all time.
It's not even an empire right now. It's
Kingdom,
it's a
yeah.
it's a single village. So
City state.
yeah, Massilla has 2 cities, but they took the one from Insubris that I was about to get. Like I had 3 armies gearing up at the border, and the very turn that I had planned to attack, they have an army there.
Damn.
Yeah, so now I'm trying to decide, is it better to attack Massilla and spread out from that, or is it better to attack Batavium and then go from there?
Well, what I'd do is I'd have a look at the comparative strength of the empires on either side. And I'd
So
go with the one that has the weakest neighbor.
I don't know
Ooh.
about the neighbors. I would guess that the Veneti probably have the weakest neighbors.
Probably go for them
But
then.
I need to in order to take over the whole province, I'm gonna have to go to war with both eventually. It's just which one first.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not good at that game, so you're asking the wrong person.
Commander.
I'm gonna go to war with the
Advance.
Veneti, and then I'll move from there to Medlon, and then from there to Genua, and I'll take over Massilla, and then I'll probably have to be at war with the Avernii, and take over Spain and part of France, or the rest of France other than Massilla. Damn it! I did not want to set up this way. What are you playing?
I'm not currently. Um, I am setting up a. Oh my fuck! Hang on a second. I think they ran over a cop.
Are you referring to riots or something else?
Yeah, hang on, I'm having a look here. Gunshot?
I mean, it's what it sounded like. That's why I thought you were playing something.
Hang on a second. Oh yeah, they shot someone. They shot a cop, I think.
Mm.
Oh my fuck. Well,
Who the fuck eats Cheetos with ranch on them?
Mag, apparently.
I guess so. It's disgusting. How you guys doing?
oh, I
I'm
think
doing alright.
they shot multiple cops.
Wait, what's happening then?
They shot multiple cops.
Yes, where though?
San Jose.
Oh.
think.
Dan, I just saw the meme you sent me. Goes wee boom.
Oh, nice. They moved one of their armies out. It's gonna be an easy fight.
18 fucking tons of Cheetos covered in ranch. Big cheesy Cheetos wanting to get sucked. Magnaheim's arteries ready to be fucked.
So this is in San Jose. Are there riots in San Jose?
There's fucking
Yeah.
riots everywhere. Dude, it's a fucking everywhere. If you're in a major population center, don't be.
Yeah, apparently.
Guess they were right about that whole, like, I guess the racists were right about that whole race war thing.
Yeah.
But hey, private rocket in space, woo woo. I actually saw it.
Exactly.
My family went outside and had a look at it going across the skyline. You can see it every 90 minutes.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Did they get pictures?
You can't really get pictures. It's a dark sky with a dot.
Alright, fair
I
enough.
need a decent camera for it.
Sounds
You guys will be able
magical.
to see it. You just need to like work out when like your 90-minute cycles are. Because it's obviously going around the Earth at the same speed as the ISS, or pretty much the same speed as the ISS. It's actually not far from it at this point.
Yeah, they said it would be, I think they said the trip would be about a day, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Though I think once you're into orbit, the concept of a day for them differs from the concept of a day from us, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, it's still a 24-hour elapsed period, but they're saying it'll take 24 hours. But the problem is it takes a day to connect as well, because it's like an incredibly precise maneuver. But that's actually apparently one of the safer bits. So right now they are they've done the one of the dangerous bits. Obviously, getting them back is another dangerous bit as well.
Yeah. I mean, everything went perfect with this launch. It couldn't have gone any smoother.
Well, other than the fact that it had to be delayed. But yeah, I mean, like from another day. But yeah, I mean, like I'm no rocket scientist, but it all looks smooth as fuck. I think they should hire me. I can make some kick-ass stuff on Kerbal Space Program that only achieves mid-orbit. If you don't hire me, it's racist, and I'm gonna burn things down.
Yeah.
Starting with AutoZone.
I mean, what the fuck did AutoZone do? That's what I want to know.
All
And then
target.
So here's the is the same AutoZone that the guy that busted down all the windows, the fake cop or the cop that busted down all the windows. Is that the same one that they
whoever.
burned down later?
Yes.
So all he did was make it easier for somebody else.
Yes. I mean, some of the arguments I've heard are like, AutoZone once donated to a police charity. Okay. That doesn't mean that you can go and break someone's property.
Congratulations, they also sold car parts to black people and employed black people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, okay, if we're gonna go with anybody who's ever condoned the state, like, or supported the state in any way whatsoever is a valid target,
When I
let's
was-
all kill ourselves.
When
'cause
I
we
was
paid
4, I
tax.
asked a cop where my parents were at a state fair, and they were like, 10 feet behind me.
Unforgivable.
Is-
Unforgivable.
Do I need to get burned down?
I'm burning down your meth clinic.
Joke's on you, I took all the meth.
I once said hello to a police officer on a night out and had a chat with them.
Time
Clearly,
to burn down your house.
clearly you're
Oh,
racist,
fraternize
and
the
we're gonna
enemy.
burn down
I-
your school.
I'm racist now. You can do that. I don't give a shit. I'd prefer studying online. Fuck. Once I made a joke about a chocolate bar and a black person. I'm not proud of it. I'm going to hell, and I can now only be guilty for being white.
Oh,
I'm sorry for my skin
hi,
color.
mom. Mom's on the thing.
Hi, Gersham's mom.
Hi, Gersham's mom.
We're talking about why our property should be burned down.
Apparently, we're all racist.
Yeah,
Burn
we're very
everything!
happy. I mean, the truth of the matter is that we literally all are, but like, it's not deliberate. So,
No, you.
no, you. Did you
Touche.
just use the English language? Well, the English language has eradicated many other languages over the years
You're
and has
racist.
become a central focal point of linguistic development across the world.
I mean, Dan,
You're actually engaging in cultural genocide, and you should kill yourself.
Dan, Speaking from a standpoint of, hang on. Speaking from a standpoint of Darwinian theory, isn't it natural for people of a specific race to want to be with people of their own race?
Sort of, up to a point, kind of.
So there's also a selection for different characteristics. So the
Mhm.
argument can go both ways. So there's a natural fear of the other, but then there's also the whole this person has a trait that is going to make them more likely to survive that I want to incorporate into my gene pool.
Right, and I mean, race mixing actually would be, for the most part, a advantageous thing.
Dan's just
Like,
saying that
it-
because he wants to bang a black dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I mean, I think we've known for a while now that he wants the biggest, blackest dick.
And no, Mom, we're not talking about eugenics.
Well, I mean, I guess we kind of are.
We can, though. I still got that book that we found.
Who's it written
Oh,
by? Joseph
that's right.
Goebbels.
I
Wow.
do remember. What was the title of that book, Gushram?
Practical advice or something like that. It was like something just completely inane. Like that you would not have thought, oh yeah, this is clearly about eugenics. Where the fuck are y'all running?
Did you just say running? Well, running is a sport that black people traditionally do well in, and by treating it as if it's a bad thing, you've been racist, so I'm burning down your home.
Real talk.
Okay, from this point forward, every time we say something racist, we just have to threaten everyone with
Are
burning
you
down their
making
house,
jokes
apparently.
about
Burning down
racism?
you!
Or
I'm
you're
burning down your
minimizing the
house!
Experience of black people. He didn't do nothing. He was a good boy.
Dindoos. I didn't do
There's one
nothing.
black chick on my timeline who posted something about removing the freedom of speech and is now upset that people are angry at her, and she's just posted, "Sick of internet trolls." Yeah, well, I'm sick of people trying to remove my rights, so fucking blow me, cunt. On this, oh,
I can't remember where
I
in
don't care.
California.
That's
Probably
I
shouldn't
don't
say
think
word
that
when you're
word's
on
gonna
there,
get me
yeah.
banned on
Yeah.
Twitch.
Well, I'm more concerned for your mother. That's a pretty hard word.
She was in the Navy. She's heard worse.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Well, I had like kind of like an image of like the whole...
Christian server.
I suppose.
She just said Lamau.
No, I honestly like, and then people hit me with that whole, you don't know what it's like to be a minority, and I'm like, gay.
And gay and autistic.
I've never seen any of your art.
God
When I was a
damn
kid,
it, God damn it, Gushram.
when I was a kid, I used to think that's what people were saying. Oh, he's artistic. Like Tom,
Oh,
that
fuck.
that football player was like, I got an autistic brother, and this is a charity for him, and I'm like, what's
Congratulations.
like
Bad
he
about
can
being
paint?
autistic.
Is that like what? I don't get it. He's really good at drawing. Why do you
mean-
have a charity started? I'm confused.
If you give an autistic person a paintbrush, one of three things will happen. They'll stab someone with it, they'll put it up their arse, or they'll paint a thing that's just grey. What'd you call this one? Grey! Fucking-
Which are you?
I'll let you decide.
Did you stab someone while it was in your ass?
That would actually be really impressive.
2 out of 3.
You know, what a
2
way
out
to
of 3
paint
ain't bad.
something grey.
You could just call him Gray.
Graham.
Eee.
No? No?
Too real. Alright, are we doing a lack and check anytime soon? I need to know.
I'm lacking a lot of things, really. Drive, inspiration, a valid qualification,
Ethics.
ethics, yeah. I'm lacking a lot of those.
don't know,
Apparently
you're all
in
aboard the,
California there were
private property is
protesters
good
who
train.
there were
Well,
protesters who walked onto a highway and started attacking anyone who was white in their vehicles. So
And it's at that point that you end up under my wheels.
Yeah.
yeah, really, you start attacking me in my car and I will run your ass over. I
Well,
don't
you
care
stand in
who
front of my car for long enough, I might.
run. Yeah, that too. But You start attacking me in my vehicle, and I will run your ass over.
My civic conscience.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
Let me try putting it in a low.
Nine.
Oh, it's an auto. Mm.
Oh, let me show you the stability of my wheels by running over this stupid protester.
Slaps roof of car. This baby can run over so many protesters.
Slaps roof of car. I haven't been able to replace the sunroof. They've burned down the auto zone.
Apparently, they're going after O'Reilly's too. About the
Oh my
only thing
God.
they
Why?
haven't did is
O'Reilly's.
O'Reilly's.
Oh,
Oh,
O'Reilly!
O'Reilly.
O'Reilly's!
Well, that's
Auto
cleared up
parts.
absolutely nothing. Thank you. Oh right. Oh no, I do know it now. They sponsor a NASCAR. I know the one now.
Well, apparently the only thing they haven't burnt down is the Napa know-how. So.
Napa know-how.
Well, nobody tell them that there's a feeler fucking shoe store. They'll have nothing left. Oh my god, I think I've got sunburn.
You know, I did 6.5 miles today at the local park.
Nice.
That's fucking impressive. Well done.
Thank you. And I didn't put on any sunscreen, like some sort of Egypt. And it was bright. And I am clearly a pale motherfucker. So...
Yeah, I've even got a suntan, and I don't really tan.
I tan really well if I go slow.
Yeah, I tan
Um,
really easily too.
But I also sunburn really easily up until that point. I've never gotten a sunburn while I was in training in the army, even out in the middle of the desert.
Gusham, I don't know if you have one, but if you're looking to, improve your weight loss, the kettlebell is one of the best exercises you can do.
I've heard that.
A lot of people still don't know it, but the kettlebell routine is excellent. It works out your legs, your abdomens, everything, and it's great for weight loss as well.
To maintain my physique, I've been on a very, very strict regime of eating lots and doing nothing.
Having chicken and rice tonight.
Quite really well. Oh, I feel like chicken tonight.
Run.
I thought you were about to start singing Dude Looks Like a Lady then.
Nope.
Hey, Dan, you
Somebody
might be
just gave me a
interested.
follow. Yogogodix. I don't know how to pronounce that.
What?
It's Yugogodx.
Sounds
That
like
remarkably phonetic.
Yugogo diagnosis. Yugogo diagnosis?
it sounds like the name of a failed Lovecraftian Eldritch horror, to be honest.
It does a little, yeah.
That's the most
Along with
eloquent thing I've ever heard you say.
Naryarlotep and
Yeah, Yog
Shoggoth.
Sothoth.
Yeah. If you haven't recently, don't Google Lovecraft's cat's name.
Oh, I know this one.
I'm afraid to ask.
It's the gamer word.
It is the gamer word.
Wait a minute. He actually named his cat the N-word?
Yes.
Well, I mean, he was racist, so it's not that much of a shock.
And his favorite food was spaghetti.
I didn't know that Lovecraft named his cat.
He once wrote a letter to somebody about how much he loves spaghetti, and it was like 4 pages long.
Well, I mean...
He also wrote many treatises on how he didn't like black people.
I mostly read the spaghetti and the cosmic horror, though.
Who doesn't love the spaghetti? I mean...
Spaghetti is pretty good.
Just like black people, then.
By the way, Dan, you might be interested to know, 2 of my friends, I had dinner with them last night. They've been hardcore vegans for years. They have finally realized the importance of meat. They actually stopped being vegan and they're eating meat again.
Did you know that looking at meat actually calms the neural activity in a man's brain?
That I did not know, but I can't say I'm surprised.
Furious.
So the idea, apparently, the whole idea that the reason why they think it does that is because when a man looks at meat, there's a this reaction of, oh, we've killed whatever animal we came here to kill. I can now
Melee infantry
rest
at
and
your
enjoy the
command.
spoils of the hunt.
At speed. Velites.
That's pretty lit.
Cohors parati. Ready and waiting. Double time. Principes. At the double. Melee infantry.
So last night when I was playing this, I had a few really good rounds where I was defending against Hannibal,
The enemy general is
and I had one unit of Principes left with like 90 guys in it, and they killed probably 4 or 5 times their number all by themselves.
advance at speed.
I don't know. I don't know if it's true or not, but apparently there were reports last night on Twitter. Again, I'm not saying this is accurate. I'm just saying what's being reported is that the Pentagon might be mobilizing the military
Oh, I think
to
they will.
to deploy. There's a very strong possibility it's going to happen.
Yeah,
Well, what's going to happen?
well, I mean, it's either that or they're
What
going
do
to
you- what do you
deploy
mean
more
by
National Guardsmen without magazines in their guns.
Yeah, I think that there's no way this doesn't end with bloodshed. I think that both sides have earned whatever the fuck they get.
I mean, there's already been bloodshed.
Well, I mean proper bloodshed, like not bits. Here.
How is it in your neck of the woods, Adam? I mean, you live kind of near a major population center, don't you? Or is it just mostly
Yeah,
tourists that you see there?
there are protests. There are protests happening on the strip, but the thing is that the people who own the casino properties, they are not going to let their properties be touched by those protesters. They have. I can guarantee you, they've already made sure that the police understand that those properties are not to be touched.
Commander.
Well, they'll probably defend them themselves, I would imagine.
Yeah, there have been protests
God.
on the street, but so far, nothing too big has occurred. There haven't been any real
Everybody
big
looty
explosions.
until it starts getting shooty.
I think that I just think that everyone fucking sucks in this scenario.
I mean, yeah, there's not really any good guys here.
Yeah, there's no good or bad in this whole thing right now.
Like, fuck it. I hope looters get killed, and I hope that some of the cops get killed. I honestly God, I hope that the stupid people fucking eliminate each other and just leave the decent, non-violent, rational folk behind. They don't just sit there and unquestionably follow orders, and don't just resort to violence whenever something shit happens. You know?
Right.
Fuck it, we're not losing anything. We're not losing anything by it.
I mean, you've got a pretty good point there.
Let Darwinism take its
Well,
course.
it's like when Charlottesville was
My
happening.
mom
in the
wants me to
90s.
find out what you're smoking.
Who?
My mom. She said, okay, so here's the string of comments that I've missed. With fried chitlins, keto, Milwaukee has an 8 p.m. curfew, and then find out what he's smoking.
Nothing right now, sadly.
I need more milk.
A token, perhaps a modest gift of coin.
Oh, some of the Illyrians want a non-aggression pact, and they also want 1,600 gold. Fuck that. Oh, she says black people in the South eat spaghetti with their fried chitlins. I've never heard of that combination. I've never heard. I bet it would be good.
No, thank you.
Why does Lindsay keep showing photos of steak that make me really fucking hungry?
You mean Horror Queen?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I quite like the photos, but they do make me hungry.
Hmm. Okay. Oh, the Venetti are destroyed. I didn't even have to go after them. They went after Noria.
Right. I'm
They
gonna
were.
institute a policy. Everybody who says something fucking communist on the group from now on gets insta-kicked. Fucking simple as that.
Hashtag Stalin did nothing wrong.
Kick him!
Hey, anime's the next one that's getting people kicked. Don't count your fucking.
No, furries is the next thing that's getting people kicked.
Oh, you don't get to offload it onto another bad group. You're all bad.
Oh, like you don't agree with me, Dan.
I do. I also think you should be kicked out if you're an anime fan.
Did you start watching Tower of God by chance?
I
or-
actually haven't yet.
Oh.
I do need to.
I need to watch that Epstein documentary that's on
Right.
Netflix.
So, the local news is obviously slow because they're talking about a guy who got caught doing nearly 100 miles per hour on the motorway, and on that stretch of motorway that's there, I know we've been 120.
No. Is the BBC covering the riots here in the U.S.?
Yeah, of course there's.
Okay.
18 fucking tons of Cheetos covered in ranch. Big cheesy Cheetos wanting to get sucked. Max arteries ready to be fucked.
Oh my! When I saw that, I was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
I mean, the burger with ranch didn't look bad. I didn't know that
That's
it was
fine.
Cheetos. Like, I looked at it while I was, like, done walking, and I was fixing to, like, take a bath, and I was still drinking a massive amount of water at that point. And I didn't
Yeah.
really pay attention. I was like, yeah, ranch on the burger's good. I didn't know those were Cheetos.
Yeah, if you
I
want to
thought
put
those were
ranch on a
fries.
I mean,
burger,
hey,
that's
look,
fine.
ranch dressing will go on a lot of things. I'm not taking anything away from that, but
How perfectly
not
Midwestern
Cheetos.
of you.
I like strong tastes, as long as they're not cheese.
Is that because it's not easy?
What?
It's not easy being cheesy. Got it.
Stop sapping what will I have to remain. Also, though, shout out to Memphis for being completely peaceful.
Right?
I mean, that's
Like,
fucking amazing.
This is a town where every other weekend somebody gets in their car and rams like 6 cop cars because they're being arrested. Their house is being surrounded for having a federal warrant. And at this point, they're just like, nah, we chillin'. They're doing jack shit right now, and
Well,
it's
I mean,
amazing.
they're protesting, but their protesting's fantastic. I'm looking at it here. There is no destruction of property going on. The cops are giving them space, which I think helps as well.
Yeah.
You know, they're being given the space to do it. Yeah, they're causing traffic, but protests do. That's part of it. They're just doing like their stop, don't shoot, my hands are up thing.
I mean, they do that every
Um,
weekend anyways.
Yeah, true. Well,
Hmm.
oh,
I don't
man,
have
this
any
guy is
ballista yet.
still triggered.
Does he have a hobby?
Yeah, thinking he's an anarcho-capitalist when really he is a socialist.
Wait, who are we talking about?
Some fucking guy in the Liberty Nerds community who I had a massive argument with.
He thinks all of the destruction of private property is good.
Do you know what? I am about ready to just comment your wife's ugly.
That'll certainly show him.
Well, no, I mean, I just don't give a shit at this point. Like, I just want to upset him. I'm being spiteful. And I mean, she is ugly. She's in the profile picture. She's got a face like a slapped arse.
Well, that's not very nice.
I don't give a shit.
I mean, if he's actually a fucking commie hiding and pretending to be a libertarian, I also don't care, but still. Have you perused his Facebook any other than just looking at his wife?
Yeah, but
Someone's
I
being an
would
idiot on the
possibly
internet.
find
Quick,
if I have
look at his wife.
Sometimes I do that because I can work out how much of a beta they are by how horrendous looking their wife is.
Betamax.
That is true for a lot of
You
people.
can,
You
you
can
can,
do that.
you can tell the ones that aren't manly enough to hold a proper woman, and they've got these big fucking, overflowing, gargantuan, semi-male looking, fucking plain ass, fucking ugly women.
Yeah.
Um, I know I'm coming across as a total asshole, and I don't care. I just can't care about it anymore. I'm fucking tired of trying to be diplomatic
Nice.
about things. Yeah, yeah, I am. I can be catty, but I think for the most part, I'm quite nice to people who say dumb shit. For the most part, I think. Um, at this point, fuck it. So, some people have been using the lockdown to knit mini sofas for their cats, and it's one of the most wholesome things I've ever seen. But we'll post this in general because I think everyone needs to see this.
I wonder if Gilly would actually use it, or if she would still just hang out on the bed.
Well, I tend to find that no matter what we buy, our cats like to lie in, and that they're like, no,
No.
I'm going to lie in the most inconvenient place possible.
If I fit, I sit.
Yeah.
That's the general
is-
going rule.
It
Or
is
if
a.
human sits, I sit. Fucking, like my cats will just find the least convenient place to lie.
My
And
my
then when you move them, they'll look at you like,
my friend's cat I had dinner with last night. Her name's Freya. She will jump on your shoulder and lay on it like a parrot. It's the most hilarious thing.
We had a cat like that.
I-
He would climb onto your shoulder while you were driving, and
That's
he would try to hide in the
seems
vehicle.
somewhat dangerous.
I mean, that's what he did. We survived. How bad could it have been?
heck, why are people? Why am I being advertised missionary healing?
Because you need healing. You need healing, Dan.
I'm too gay to be healed by God. We're not on speaking terms.
I think it's just because you're uncool.
Well, I'm not hip enough to hang it with Jesus. I'd be like,
Hey,
hey,
Scotty.
Jesus, you got any plans
Jesus,
for the
man.
week? Oh, yeah. Hey, Scotty. Yeah?
Jesus.
Man.
Just
I've
I
got
love
the
how you
power
can
of
just
God
like
and
just
enemy.
change the tone and completely have a different scene. Hey, Scotty. Jesus, man. Let's see. Let's move this guy.
Oh. Fuck off, you happy clapping Jesus creeper. I'll shag your sister.
Little what?
Nah.
Trinkepae are 10 times better than Hastati. Change my mind.
I can't because I don't understand.
So the Hastati are the starting medium infantry, the base infantry that you can hire as the Romans. The Principe are one step above them, but you go from having a small bronze plate to full chainmail, even doubled up on the shoulders.
Oh.
I mean, they're clearly better. They look more like the standard legionaries that you hire and recruit mid-game.
TA who I used to like son became a police officer.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Ah, there were 2 more precincts hit in New York last night.
Jupiter gives us strength.
The 88th and the 84th, if I remember. I have never seen this before. I never thought I would bear witness to something like this.
It's like the LA riots, isn't it?
This
Hey,
no,
yeah.
I think this is worse than the LA riots.
I think you're demonstrably wrong, but
I mean, okay. I think that this could easily become worse than the LA riots.
How about you say to me
Yeah.
from? How about you tell me that from the roof of your business with a gun?
yeah,
I'm not Korean enough though.
Everyone's Korean.
you got a small
there's
enough
a riot.
penis in Korea, and that's enough, isn't it?
Fuck you.
Mom says, "Is now a good time to ask for a laptop?"
Well,
I don't know. Tomorrow when you're making biscuits would have been better, but you know.
I mean, if you want a laptop, paint yourself brown and just go down to your local electronic goods store. If anybody stops you,
Have you thought
Racist.
about
Oh
looting?
my god, Dan.
Have you thought about looting? Apparently, I mean, there's just as many white people looting.
there are, aren't there?
Yeah. I mean,
It's okay, they're allies.
there's looting knows no race apparently.
Our hidden units have been discovered. Principe! Commander! Hold! Melee infantry! Guard! Orders! We have captured a tower!
And how long is it gonna take to fucking capture this
If
gate?
I will tell you this right now. If that officer is acquitted of the charges, or if he gets a lesser sentence than murder, you will see a reaction that will
Oh, yeah.
make the LA riots look like fucking child's play.
We have captured the gates!
Oh, by the way, the United Kingdom's awarding citizenship to everyone in Hong Kong that wants it.
Nice.
Wait, what was that?
Total
The
Chad
United
fucking
Kingdom
move.
is awarding citizenship to anyone in Hong Kong. That's it.
Oh.
Yeah, they've
Total Chad
they-
move.
It is Chad move, isn't it? It's probably one of the best things I've seen a government do in a long time. I mean, China will retaliate, but fuck it, our economy's in ruins at this point anyway. This is the 8th minute. Oh well, this is like the the 8th minute of a choking incident. You know, it doesn't fucking matter
Fuck,
at this
Dan.
point. Well, no. Once you've had 7 minutes, you might as well have 8. You know.
Ah,
I'm
Doesn't
gonna-
change
like
anything,
we-
does it?
it's
I'm
like
gonna
we've
come out
gone
and
this
say
long.
it. Totalitarian regimes are wrong. There, I said it. I know it's
Well-
controversial.
Racist. Oh, you want your freedoms? Well, let me dress up fucking neo-Marxist and Heidegger thought as if it's some kind of fucking stance against racism or other grave injustices in our society. Because that's what this actually is. That's what all this looting and destroying property is okay thing is. It's not that people think it's racist. It's that they know that by fucking going around violating people's property rights and normalizing that, capitalism begins to fail. That's actually what this is about. In the same way that the whole climate change people don't actually give a shit about the climate. They give a shit about fucking curtailing business.
You're not wrong.
No, I'm fucking not. Fucking, I'm not fucking stupid. You know, I might only have lived 20 years, but I've had my eyes open for them.
Remind me to remember this the next time you say maths.
Oh, fuck you.
I dislike how some of these troops will like run within 20 feet of an enemy troop, and they'll be like, "Oh my God, we have to turn around and fight now."
Back now! At speed!
Like, no, no, you don't, not yet.
The double! Principes! Ready!
So I was today years old when I learned how expensive replacing windows is.
I mean, my deductible for that's like $500.
What's the deductible? What do you mean?
Do you really not know what a deductible is?
I don't do insurance.
Okay, so a deductible is a portion of money that you pay before your insurance takes over.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not on about windows that have been broken. I'm just saying in just replacing windows that need replacing.
Right, so my deductible
Heavy
for just
Keynesian
replacing my
breathing.
window is $500. So I know it's got to be a lot more than that.
Oh,
Like-
okay, I'm with you now.
Yeah, that's... I was talking about the amount of money, not the deductible itself. Normally,
It's about $12,000 for a small house.
that's... yeah.
That's ridiculous, isn't it?
No, I mean, that's about right.
Well, I mean, it's just fucking like, oh, well, I guess it isn't ridiculous when you consider everything that goes into making a window, as stupid as that sounds. And I will have some nice new windows to lick, so there's that. But, like, it's fucking, that is expensive.
Yeah.
I could buy 12 broken cars for that I would never fix or cherish, but would be glad that I bought nonetheless.
Ready for orders! Marching order!
Okay.
Equities! Melee horsemen! Equities! Charge!
We have captured a tower.
People, property destruction is bad. Well, right-wing people, property destruction is bad. Right-wing people, when CNN is being destroyed, this is fine.
This is fine.
Yeah, with like the guy in the burning building, actually, the dog in the... this is fine.
This is fine.
Fine, we're good.
It's all I ever wanted.
I also find it hilarious that CNN is utilizing private security forces to protect them with guns!
Woke.
In fairness, I don't think they ever suggested for a complete ban of gun.
Melee infantry at your command!
That's MSNBC.
Move out!
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I mean, CNN
I mean,
but they're not-
honestly, at this point, I'm pretty sure MSNBC needs to be next.
How about we don't kill journalists, please?
You're
No
just
matter how
saying
much
that
you
because
don't
you
like
want to
them.
be one.
Well, I'd be asking you.
I
to
mean,
kill me if I
we'll
was-
tell them to evacuate the building. Hell, I'll help them evacuate the building after I've started a fire.
Well, you've got the honor of the IRA in you. 10-minute warning, we're bombing this place. We're what? Oh, we're a
Bye,
little
Mom.
bit delayed on that one.
See you tomorrow.
Bye, Gersham's mum. Twerk, fucking,
I like how you go from immediately thinking about my mom to twerking. Are you my new daddy?
Okay, to you, sir. I have bought you a tricycle.
Oh joy!
It is considerably better than the other children's ones. Do you know, if we were going to make the blacks pick cotton, there would be an awful lot less rioting. Aw.
Yeah, but then they'd be destroying all of our actual metal farm equipment.
Yeah.
That gets expensive. Also slavery is bad, I guess.
Sorry, what was that second thing?
I said also slavery is bad, I guess.
You're wrong. That's a violation of my property rights.
Romans
Hippity
ready for
hoppity
duty!
Negroes are property. Right, I'm gonna get beer. I'll be right back.
We have captured the gates.
Do not help the wounded!
God, that guy Has so many fucking spears in his shield.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Holy shit. That was a lot of spears. Ow.
Ready for orders. At your command. Ready for battle. To victory!
I guess I never really did attack the Insubris, did I? Huh. How about that? How am I at war with the Avernii?
I am sure you have many pleasantries for me.
Okay, well,
Ease.
fine.
Be grateful I
I
do
was
not
gonna
have your
suggest that
peaceful
we...
tongue ripped from your head for speaking such a word.
Well...
My wits and words are yours. As you command. How gladly seek to relate. I live to serve Rome. As you command. At your command.
You're a bitch tits. Oh, Adam.
Hmm.
I am starting the Stellaris game at 7 Central.
So that would be
About 2 hours.
Yeah,
okay.
about an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I dropped it in LFG in case any more people want to play it, but it may just be me, you, and Kraus. But, I mean, to be fair, 3 people games are still pretty good on it. Also, it means you can gang rape one person.
Does that mean you're gonna team up against Proust then?
Not necessarily. I don't really team up with people normally, I just kind of do my own thing.
So they're gonna team up against you?
Well, I guess so.
Hey,
I'll just
sweetie,
accuse
you're
them
on
of
candid camera.
No temp.
Hmm.
Enter, friend, and speak. We surely
Oh,
have
nice.
much to
They
discuss,
definitely want to trade.
The gods rejoice
Cool.
when men show such good sense.
And they're importing
We have a
everything that we produce.
Game
Nice.
you guys play.
Go boy.
I am streaming Total War.
Bless you.
I wish Colony Survival worked.
Today is a good day to
Yeah,
discuss
that is kind of
strategy.
frustrating that it didn't work. Oh, I'm Roman. I'm trading with Carthage.
Come, my friend.
Wow, I'm also
You
training with New
deserve
Carthage.
honest terms that I...
Hmm. Let's see. Can I trade with the Nori? Will they
Greetings.
trade with me?
Now speak plainly.
They will not.
I do not think our people want your...
Can I trade with the Baruki Eye?
Well
Nope.
met.
Not even in a little bit. Okay.
Greetings. We are civilized folk.
And Macedon is not doing well.
There is a video here of white rioters
listen.
destroying businesses
I
with black
cannot.
protesters begging them to stop.
Your merchants are cheats.
How the tables have turned.
Oh no, there'll be as many fucking white
I
people
mean,
being
yeah.
involved. In that shit.
It's been
I mean, a lot of
a
them are
lot
the
on both
agitators.
sides. Yeah.
It's like cue the M Night Shyamalan. What a twist!
My people are
What a
wealthy
twist.
in intellect.
What
I
a
mean,
twist!
I've seen plenty of white looters. That's not a new thing.
Put your fucking fist in my ass.
What's 2300 divided by 426?
Next question, please.
Is it 8? Hey Siri, what's
Dan, if you
2300 divided by 426? I think it's 8 and change. I'm wrong, it's 5 and change. Why the fuck did I think it was 8 and change?
2,000
Okay.
by 4? Yeah, it's about 5.
Yeah. It's by 5.5. So in 6 turns, I will be making money from this trade deal. I'll take it. Let's see.
Hey, Dan, have you got any luck starting Sakura, but you've not tried yet?
We surely have
I've been running on such high fucking anger levels. Thing I need at the moment. Otherwise, I might just burst a blood vessel.
Ah, yeah, don't have an aneurysm.
Greetings. Now,
I'm
speak
trying not
plainly,
to.
for we are an honest folk.
Oh, for fucking, why don't things work as they're meant to?
Ah,
Mm. Oh, God, I wish there was a tool building nearby.
I am importing iron and I am importing marble. I'm exporting olives, glassware, and wine. Okay. Let's see. Fucking. How does Papria get that? Every fucking house has. Every political party has a territory. This is bullshit. The Julii have been doing all the conquering in every fucking territory.
Oh, really? There's a powerful faction with Jew in it. Well, colour me shocked. Bugger in hell.
Okay. Smedlon. Let's do. Actually, let's change up what we're doing. Let's build an aqueduct. And until we build an aqueduct, let's have 2 portions of consecrated ground.
In honor, I come bearing gifts. And why do you move away in such a fashion? You serve the gods and your...
Magnificence and greatness always come at a price. And our price must.
I don't.
Magnificent.
I'm not gonna give you money. You're full on across the other side of the Mediterranean, and you have like No visible armies. Why the fuck would I give you money? Oh, there's a triumph. Lucius Julius Libo. This man having unfaltering devotion to Rome, this man has shown unfaltering devotion to Rome. He is a true Roman hero. We honor him and celebrate his glorious victories. Having conquered an entire people, this general has earned Roman admiration. Nice. Alright. Let's see. I think it's time we start moving towards Greece.
How may I serve you? I simply
Gyms open on Monday.
You're a robot, dude. We
Oh,
can't
that was
understand you.
understandable.
You're still a robot.
Open up Monday.
It's not gonna fix soon.
Fuck.
This map goes surprisingly far east. Hmm. Okay. Hold entire province. Done. Maintain a fleet. Not gonna be able to do that. Research the following naval maneuvers. We can do that. Hold at least one settlement in the following provinces: Illyria, Macedonia, Hellas.
What the fuck is that?
That's his car. He's calling us on his way home from work.
Oh, that was a door ajar chime.
When gold is involved.
Gershom, you know me too well.
Yeah, that, and I can also hear it. It's not like you're making it an attempt to hide it.
I mean, that was the seatbelt unbuckling. Because I have to stick my head out when I pull inside the garage.
Well, you wear a seatbelt. That's a conspiracy made by airbag companies to make them look good.
Is Volvo an airbag company?
Ah, your mum's a Volvo. How about that?
My first work was Volvo.
I'm not even gonna
How?
try to.
My parents would complain about the Volvo all the time.
Fair enough.
So,
Oh, whoa! What kind of kid's our kid gonna be? Volvo. Oh. I feel like it would be like a really good insult to start calling someone like a Volvo person. Actually, they're pretty cool these days, but like, you know, they used to just be big fat
This
fucking lumps.
this was a Volvo station wagon from the 80s.
Ooh, square.
Yeah, it was. And it was my dad spray painted it.
Why?
That was the paint job that we could afford. We used to be poor.
Oh. Well, Volvos aren't cheap. Or weren't cheap.
So when I say from the 80s, I don't actually know. It might have been a 70s vehicle.
Oh, so I see you had it in the 80s, but could have been old. Okay,
Like,
I'm with you now.
I remember it being a vehicle when I was 5, 6. So, you know, going to 1994, 1995, it was still around.
I mean, they did last forever, those things, to be fair.
It almost seems pointless to have the unit of mobs in the game.
They kind of are useless.
Like, you can't make them. Like, they're not a recruitable thing. But I would rather, like, for every one mob, I would rather have one unit of Welitace. Or for every 2 mobs, I would rather have one Welitace. You know?
Oh, yeah. For every one waking moment, I'd like to have 2 beers.
Ferrari!
That sounds like a retarded child saying Ferrari.
I mean, that's how Ferrari used to say it back when the game first came out. They've changed the audio files in the game several times. When they first came out, they used to go Ferrari. They sounded super special. All right. Let's...
Well, fuck you and the horse you rode in on.
Ouch.
So, Bannerlord is already the 13th most modded game of all time, right?
Damn.
And there's not even official mod support yet. I also believe there's already a Rome mod.
Nice. Is it just a reskin of units, or is it like...
No, I actually think it's like a proper Rome mod. I'll have to check. Saxon England mod when? Probably soon, actually.
I'm kind of surprised there hasn't been one.
Well, I think Rome is generally the most appreciated period in history, and then you've probably got I think the Greeks, and then probably the Vikings. It depends how edgy and white you are.
True.
That's fair. I don't know the answer to any of those questions.
What? How edgy or white you are?
Or which one I appreciate more. I know which one I don't appreciate as much.
Probably the Greeks.
You're correct, sir.
Yeah, I find the Greeks kind of boring. They had good philosophy, but that's about it.
Yeah. I mean, they never...
But wanting to bang young boys in the ass was kind of a turn-off for most people.
Yeah.
Well, then you can't like the Romans either.
Romans did that too.
True.
In fact, in almost every society, at some point, has entertained that as normal. Which is not a defense of it. I realize that might have sounded like
No, yeah, I didn't think it was.
Okay, fair enough. Just an observation. It was also considered okay to put people in giant fucking brass cows and light them on fire, but...
No, that I can get behind. What's up, sweetie? It is.
Well, I hope
Did
you're
you
not going to get
refill
behind
for
the
me?
other one.
My fiance
Problematic.
has cat ears on, you guys.
Ooh, ooh.
Ooh.
They both said ooh. Just have to make sure she knows.
What did she say?
She just said, ugh.
Well, what she fucking expects if she wears cat ears?
But no, when I said she was wearing cat ears, that's when she made that noise.
Oh. Hello there.
Well, hello there.
Alright, it's the man with the smallest penis in the world. How are you doing?
Who's he talking to?
You.
Oh.
Oh.
It's cute because he's unaware of it.
It's actually quite impressive.
It's like, it gets to a point where it's so small that it's actually remarkable in its own way.
So, riddle me this. Why is
Yep.
it that the Iceni get stuck with the shittiest two starting mobs?
I guess because the Iceni were kind of shitty. They were only good on their own, like, subcontinent. I mean, let's not beat around the bush here. The Celts were cool, but they sucked.
Yeah, but the Avernii have, like, at least men with shirts on. Thank you, sweetie. Like, with swords. Rather than, alright, here's the sword, here's the shield, there's the enemy. Try not to die.
I don't know.
They at least went, cover up your nips, here's the sword, here's the shield, here's the enemy, try not to die.
I like the god on my nipples. It spurs me on. I've got great tits.
At this point, I'm just running down their, what's left over in their army. They have no territory. I never went to war with them, and then they just started raiding my, my newly conquered gains, which, to be fair, used to be theirs, but
That's pretty gay, fam.
still no excuse. Looting is wrong.
Ah. Racist.
I mean, they're white, too. I can say it.
Sorry, is that colorism?
It's humanism.
Whatever word they've invented for fucking thing. Ew, human.
Oh my god. Have you heard of this, this new term
What?
that the, politically active LGBT group has come up with?
Oh god. What is it?
Oh no, now what?
Semi-bisexual.
What
What's
the
that?
fuck?
It's
What?
where
You mean-
it's hold on, wait. It's where you identify as bisexual, but you're only attracted to one gender.
So you're straight.
It's
So
either you're straight or you're
sounds
gay.
like-
Yeah, that's.
To quote
I
the
can't work
meme,
out
that
whether
sounds
this
like
one
straight
person-
with extra
Wait.
steps.
Or it could be gay with extra steps. We don't know.
I'm thinking it's just gay bit in denial.
I mean, if they're semi-bisexual but they're attracted to the opposite gender, they're straight.
Yeah, but I mean anybody who feels the need to like declare themselves as that.
I think it's just attention
Obviously,
seeking.
it's something
I literally think it's just they want attention,
That's
And-
all they want.
and that's just it. All right, let's see. So
Yeah.
they've rearranged how the a lot of the units work in the game several times over, like the agents, and they've at least made the dignitary slightly more useful.
That's
Because
pretty lit.
inside your own territory, he increases tax rates.
Fuck! Sorry.
Outside of your territory, he, like in another, he steals money from whomever. Whomstative. See, 5% wealth from industry. Ooh, 3% wealth generated by slaves.
Well, it looks like the Vegas protests have turned violent.
Well, stay home, buddy.
Please stay safe.
Oh yeah, I'm fine.
Don't be silly or anything. Don't be like, oh, this is my boogaloo, and then get involved.
No, I'm not stupid.
Uh, you never know. I thought plenty of people weren't stupid before this whole thing, and then
I mean, this is me we're talking about.
right.
I'm sensing skepticism.
I don't think for 1 minute that you're stupid. I do think that you are quick to latch on to trends.
This isn't a trend, this is chaos.
Fair enough.
Did I ever tell y'all about the guy that I knew that instead of saying bye, he would try to say, like, he started this thing where he would just try to say chaos?
That sounds great.
He was what we refer to as an edgelord.
As what?
An edgelord. He had no personality other than trying to do weird shit like that.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, fucking people who have no fucking personality and try and do shit like that. Why don't they just be like me, where you've just got no personality?
I mean, it's a lot less work.
Yeah, man. Hey, there's one thing I don't like as a Gen Z person, it's work. Da 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 da.
I've got a pretty decent little trade network going here. Alright, so Masilla wanted peace. I went ahead and gave it to them since they were offering 1,400 dinars, and I didn't really want to go to war with them anyways. I don't understand why Masilla doesn't expand into France. If I started off as Masilla,
Magnificence.
Because that would mean owning part of France.
well,
And that would
they
be a
are
great
southern
insult.
France starting off. So, I mean, they're...
Okay, so why would you ever want to be more?
because your other option is to go to war with Rome.
I'd rather go to war with Rome than be French.
Well, you'd be killing Frenchmen. You're Greek and you're killing Frenchmen.
Yeah, okay. Not a bad point. Not a bad point.
Can't argue with his logic there.
I raise you one, mass suicide.
I raise you
Faction
one
joins war.
overly large sense of nihilism.
No such thing as overly large nihilism.
Look at me, I'm so trendy, I don't believe anything has meaning. Oh.
What could, have you ever asked them what they mean by that?
What?
They don't believe that anything has meaning.
I don't.
What do you mean?
But I just think you end up attributing. What do I mean by it? I mean. Well, what do you mean?
Oh, so
What do you mean? What do I mean?
so
What?
so words can have meaning?
Well, of course we can agree upon meanings, but that doesn't mean they have an. Just because you and I agree on it doesn't actually establish it as truth. It's a contingent truth upon both of our perceptions.
No,
Doesn't
you.
fucking mean anything. No, you. Yes, we.
Naval maneuvers. Why do I need naval maneuvers?
Why do I fucking bother carrying on? There's nothing to live for.
Hmm.
For the sake.
Alright, so I'm currently importing marble and iron. I would like to
Did I?
no. Uh
No, that's you, Dan.
Made.
when you don't know who to attack next because everybody's so scared of you that they're unwilling to do anything.
Oh.
I guess I'm just gonna take over Illyria and then move into Macedon and then Greece. Illyria, Macedonia, Greece, then Thrace, then Pannonia, maybe?
Sounds like penis. Oh, well, there goes part of my fucking tooth.
Did it really?
I think so.
Oh my. Well, you know what? I have no sympathy for you at this point.
I mean, it hurts a little bit, but it's not that bad.
Famous last
It's only
words?
a tiny bit. My favourite famous last words is of a fucking Union general during the Civil War, which is when his men were cowering behind cover. And he said, cowering? Cowering? They couldn't hit a barn door from that distance. And then he was shot dead.
What
My
do you
favorite
mean?
my
Oh, go.
favorite is
Sorry.
Jim Henson's.
What is it?
I think I have a cold. I think I'm gonna go lie down.
Oh, what's his name? Fucking, um, I've got dementia, haven't I? I'll remember it in a minute. Hang on. Not Hitler, not Aristotle.
Hitler
Mozart.
Hitlerstotle.
I don't know how I got to Mozart from those two, but we got there.
Austrians?
There we
Wolfgang
are.
Amadeus Mozart was Austrian. Hitler was Austrian.
I don't know where Aristotle came in.
He was the most Austrian Greek that you know?
What? Because
I
he was
mean,
boring.
he taught Alexander the Great. I mean, that's gotta count for something, right?
Yeah, well, Alexander the Great got parred by a guy who ran around like a fucking dog with a lamp looking for honest people and shit in the fucking town square. So, well, that fucking great. Anyway, what was I gonna
I
say?
mean, he came
So,
close to
I'm
having
pretty
the entire
sure.
world under his control. I'd say that counts for
Okay,
something.
calm down. He had like the
Well, hang
Middle
on. He
East.
had 10% of the world.
Oh, right. He had some pretty influential areas of the world under his control.
Yeah,
Is that
a
better?
bunch of sand. Woo!
And T-boys. But yeah, anyway. So, Mozart's last words, I think, were, I just can't seem to get any sleep.
I mean, I'm pretty sure every millennial knows those feels right now.
Dude. Ow.
Now you've lost it.
No, it just bumped into the saw bit. It's okay. I'm gonna put fucking a cool Norse song in the fucking Skull Hall.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
It's about the realm of giants. That makes it immediately cool. And much cooler than the penis music that I shared last. Actually, I'll put a YouTube link in because then it'll be easier to
Someone tweeted out, "Congratulations to the astronauts that left
Dan,
Earth today.
Dan.
Good choice."
Dan.
Yes, yes.
This character's name is Lucius Opsius Niger.
There you go. It's in Skull Tool. Give that a listen whenever you feel like it. It's a fucking bop. Also, the guy has a really good voice. We're gonna try and get because the guy who likes it is like really active with his fan base, and that's obviously not a huge fan base. And he makes trips to the UK quite often. He's Dutch, so we want to see if we can get him to come along and give a talk at the society. Because if you don't try, you don't get.
Alright, so the House of Cornelia is likely to revolt momentarily. They are currently in control of Magna Graecia. However, they have no armies. Risk of secession. Here's the question. Should I just go ahead and provoke them?
I mean, if you're not provoking things, then are you really white? Holy fuck, that's a proper fire. Wow. There's a massive fire in my hometown. Whoa.
Oh no. I
It
thought you were
wasn't-
gonna
well,
say
it
at the
was near
Megalomart.
Redmond. Jeez. That's a proper fucking fire. How did I not notice that? The irony is, there is a fire, there was a fire about 200 meters away from where I live, and I didn't realise. But there was a fucking space rocket going towards the space station 470 kilometers up into space, and I noticed that.
Hey guys.
Hey, Browse,
Hey!
how you doing, my dude?
Hey, press. Someone posted a picture of Greta Thunberg, race relations expert. You know it's coming.
Oh, don't.
She's an expert in everything, apparently.
Yeah.
Well,
Not
she
even
can see
finishing.
pollution particles. Surely she can see, like, racism beams or something.
Like,
Racism happens in beams,
Imagine
right?
there's like a Higgs boson of racism, which just designates the ability to be racist to surrounding particles. Like you've just got like protons going around, just like zipping past neutrons, going like nigga. Like that.
Alright, hold on. This is a record this month. So far, we've made it an hour and 34 minutes into the stream.
Oh fuck.
It's my fault. I'm sorry. I came into the stream and everyone gets racist.
Clearly, this is your fault.
I'm out.
This is your fault, press. The minute the Native American joins, everything goes to shit.
Yeah. Causation and correlation are the same thing, obviously.
Of course.
Oh, Adam, you're being fucking racist.
Good, come to my house and gun it down.
Race is nothing but an arbitrary human concept, hence it's impossible to really be racist.
Woke. Even though that's not woke at all. But woke. I tried explaining to my dad what woke was and he didn't understand.
That's shocking.
He doesn't get memes. He doesn't understand them. My mum does. My mum understands them quite well. Not even like boomer tier necessarily. Like she understands proper memes and that. But like my dad's like, I don't get it. Yeah. Oh my god, it's fucking hot in here. This country has no right to be this hot.
How hot is it?
Well, hot for us. So about. Hang on, let me Google. Time for a Fahrenheit conversion. It is about 77 right now.
Oh yeah, dear God, yeah.
Oh wow,
right.
a fucking heat wave. Are you kidding me?
You know what? Your temperature was here today, Dan? 95.
Hang on, let me put that into the converter. No, 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 no. Holy
Hey,
fuck.
Dan.
I know you guys have like. Oh my god! Whoa. 110 is that hot? Wow.
What?
Holy fuck. Okay. I didn't know you guys had it that hot. Like I know the US, but jeez.
Wait, hold
Yeah,
on. What
no,
are you
it
freaking out
gets
about?
like it gets like 40, Celsius around here.
Yeah, like 43. I mean, the hottest temperature I've ever been in, I think, is in the UK is 37. Which is
Yeah.
have a look.
Jeez.
98.6.
Oh,
Really?
no.
That's it?
Well, the hottest temperature I have ever been in, which was in Egypt, is 122.
Yeah,
and I
but at
did
least
not
Egypt is
know
a dry heat. At least Egypt's a dry heat.
No, it wasn't. That's the fucking thing. For some reason, it wasn't. Like,
That's what
I
they think.
honestly, man, like, and the thing is that like, I don't deal well with heat. The rest of my family love it, but I'm just like lugging myself around like, fucking like.
Yeah, I'm not good with it either.
Gotta be honest, didn't enjoy that holiday. Because I don't like burning. Other places that were stupidly hot include the capital of Malta, Valletta, which is one of the most humid places on Earth.
Yeah, it's
Outside
no
of rain-
Mediterranean.
I
Yeah.
almost said one of the most stupidest things I've ever said on this channel.
What, like saying most stupidest?
Like saying most stupidest.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, you've been to Europe, and then I was like, wait a second, he lives in Europe. That would have been bad.
You fucking idiot.
But is England really Europe though? It's kind of like
Kind of.
Europe. It's like
Huh.
Europe light. It's not like true Europe.
Europe light. Fuck you. We're the evolution of Europe. Everywhere else is Britain light.
Dan, first
Mhm.
game in, made bank.
Your
Pop
dad
the
made
fucker.
bank.
Pop the fucker that went in with all his shit straight in the head.
Let's put that.
Took all his shit.
What game is
And
that?
I got out. Escape from Tarkov.
Honestly, that game is fucking brutal.
Yep, first game, pop the motherfucker who went in with all his fancy shit. Boom, headshot. Mine.
Mine.
Oh, fucking hell. I wish people would stop sharing images of nice food. Oh, as my internet died.
Wait,
Ah.
why can I not attack?
Oh no, it's fine.
There we go. Yes, declare war. I have land that I want.
Wow.
What are you playing?
Total War Rome 2. Chuck
can-
Keyworth on my stream says the UK is diet Europe with less sugar and caffeine.
Probably more sugar but less caffeine. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Alright, after I take Illyria, I'm gonna go make some chicken and rice.
Oh, you're black.
See, I would have thought of Iceland as diet Europe.
Oh, Iceland's kind of its own thing, really.
I mean, it's actually split on the European and North American continental plates. So, and they do have a fairly American hybridized culture. Although they do some weird things. Like, did you know one of the things that they banned here recently?
Being gay?
No.
Oh.
Last names.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
How do you ban last names?
Everyone's something son or something otter.
Well, so basically have the same last name anyways.
When your last name is whatever, like there are no new last names anymore. You can't come up with your own last name. If you only something like
You can
8
do
to
that
10%, 8 to 10% of the population has a surname other than son of whoever their father was.
Oh, okay. I'm with you now. It's like if your name's Sigmundson, you were the son of Sigmund.
Right.
Right.
And you can't have a new last name to try to distinguish yourself as, this is my family tree now, to try to prevent inbreeding.
I hear it's like really hard to like not inbreed up there.
Um, hey
Well, that's
Siri,
part
what's
of
the
the reason
population of
that-
Iceland? There's 364,000 people. My
And there's
state,
for-
my state of Arkansas has 6 million people, just as a comparison. It is harder for me to find somebody that I'm related to in Arkansas than it is in all of Iceland for somebody else.
It's just kind of nuts that I live in a city when I'm at university that has a greater population than their whole country.
Yeah. I regularly visit cities with greater populations than that whole
Yeah.
country.
Oh yeah, I do as well. But I mean, Portsmouth's a very small city in terms of area and population. But it's extremely densely populated.
Thought you were fixing to do yakety sax.
Yakety yak.
No, that's not yakety sax. Yakety sax is.
Da, 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 da.
I used to be able to play that, or parts of it.
I mean, I was
Really?
doing that, but
Yeah, I played the saxophone.
What's something Gershom doesn't do?
premarital
your
eye
dad.
contact.
That's
I have to ask if his dad looks like before I can make that decision.
I'm just leaving him for
Whee!
Dan.
Yay!
Thank
Ayo!
you, Gershom. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, buddy. You don't need me, but I'm here for you.
Did you just do a chest slap?
Yeah, so the guy that I got that from, that's how he did that. I'm copying someone else when I do that. I stole it from them.
Eric July, stop making me like you more.
You just don't like him because he's black.
True. Nah, I'm kidding.
Oh shit, my shit wasn't insured.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear.
Are you playing Eve?
He's playing Tarkov.
Tarkov.
Oh, you mentioned insurance, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, that's
Hey,
that's the thing in Tarkov.
fucking insurance in Eve, man.
I mean, you want to buy insurance in Eve.
Yeah, you do.
That's what Minya you do want to. But like, it's enough fucking annoying if you then actually never end up using it even though you're paying for it. You almost want someone to kill you in the end so you feel like you got your value for money on that.
I just once I get a gun, I just ditch mine.
No, I like okay. So let's say like when I used to play Eve, I'd have a ship that was worth like $1 billion ISK. So I would get like the best insurance on it. Now, I think it's about 10% of the net worth of the ship for the best insurance. That's $100 million. Now, if somebody blows up my ship, I'll get like 700 million ISK back. So that's great, but I still lose 300 million ISK for the ship. Not to mention the modules, which are even more expensive. So it's still better. It's like, yeah.
Wow.
It's risk mitigation. Is all it is.
Yeah, and especially like if you're like I was an Orca pilot, and like pirates love us, so you want it if you're doing something like because Orca is like an industrial ship and it's slow, so I can't really defend myself. So it's a good time.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Nice. Victory.
I'm back, cunt.
You were gone.
Yes, I was from that.
Well, I'm getting hungrier as time goes by. I am tempted to not conquer all of Illyria and then go cook. I'm tempted to go cook and then come back and conquer the rest of Illyria. Alright, please tell me that's under the Julia's control. Nice, alright.
When we start the Stellaris game up, would you be able to host it, Prouse? Because you've got the most DLC.
Do I?
Yes, definitely.
I haven't bought any for like a few months. So I'm not sure.
I've got one piece of DLC, and Adam has 0.
Yeah, then totally. Is this your first game of Stellaris, Adam? No,
Pretty much.
I'm gonna go for like a corporation, I think.
Yeah, we'll have to help Adam learn the game. I mean, he's done a bit of it. Like, he has the basic notion locked down, like the currencies and that. But he'll obviously just need advice on kind of what to do. And we probably should avoid Ruffle stomping him. Because that wouldn't be very fair.
Well, yeah, I was just. Oh, where was I? Well, I'm out of practice, and I haven't played much since they reworked the economic. So, like, it's not like I'm going to be like doing super well.
No, and I mean, I'm shit at the game anyway, so we're all shit. It's fine.
Like League of Legends, it's like it's okay. We're all bad at League.
Shall we, Haggerty?
Mm.
Oh, good lord, do we have
Gershom,
enough fucking spearmen? Holy shit.
can I convince you to boot up Stellaris and have a go?
You probably could. I'm
Okay.
gonna tell you I'm not gonna be starting at the same time that you guys are. If I have the game, it's not installed right now.
Okay.
And
Well, I
as
mean, you
soon
can
as
join midway through, and that actually might be beneficial. Because you'll just be able to take an AI Empire and roll with that. Plus, then it makes like for having 4 people's better than like having an even number of players is having an uneven number of players.
Yeah.
Because it prevents any potential agreements from severely tipping the balance of
balance
power.
against one.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't prevent it. It just makes it more difficult.
Correct.
Let's just try for asymmetric warfare.
Fucking.
Like a loose agreement.
To be honest, if you're getting into wars on Stellaris, you've done something wrong. Like, because you just get twatted so much in them. Like, it's so damaging to get into wars.
Yeah, I mean, you still need like your good defense. You need good deterrent. Like,
Right,
like
being
what
a deterrent's more important. Yeah.
walk
So
softly. And
basically, it's a game of space turtling.
Kind of. And I mean, like, the warfare is actually really good in
Yeah.
Stellaris. Like, it's really well done. It's just, it's really, really costly to go to war.
even when because like you're sorry, you go ahead and explain.
I was just gonna note that, like, because then you've got to rebuild whatever you lose to prevent people from just coming in and being like, "Ooh, an easy target." And then that costs minerals and it costs materials like alloys and that, and it's going to take fucking ages to produce them, and you just leave yourself weak, basically. It very much is a game of chicken.
Also, I do not join federations with AI because they'll drag you into wars you can't.
Yeah, and like fail to command the troops properly as well. I've noticed.
All right, let's go to war with this guy, and then it's just like he's on my border. You guys are gonna help, right? Yeah, sure. And then I get stomped, lose all my territory, and I like did nothing. And I'm just like, wow.
Mm. But yeah, and I mean, it's really good from a storytelling and role playing perspective, Stellaris. That's my favorite thing about it. Like, if you're not winning, you don't care. You just care that you're really enjoying, kind of like role playing as your faction. Like, I don't play to win as much as I play to role play something because I'm a nerd. I want to make space Mexicans.
What are space Mexicans gonna be like?
They're just gonna do the
It,
Cholo challenge dance through the entire in space.
I don't know. Like, I feel like they're gonna be kind of charismatic and like resilient, but they're also gonna be fucking lazy.
You're gonna
Um,
pack a bunch of them in one spaceship.
yeah, yeah. They live. What's it? Well, what's that called? There's a trait for that where like
Nomad.
they live. No, no, not nomad. No, there's another one where they live in close quarters with each other, and it means that your housing usage is lower. Oh fuck. Communal? I think it's communal. If you do communal, then like the housing usage is 10% lower. That's actually really helpful over the long run as well. So I've bought a book. Um, but it's a nerdy book.
What is it? Is it as nerdy as Trekonomics?
It's probably on that level, but in a different way.
What's it called? I want to know what this nerdy book is.
I have bought an extensive manual on how to perform maintenance on one of our family's cars.
How's that nerdy?
Because it's like fucking full of like, here is the bolts that tie the clutch in.
That's like what jocks who like work on cars read.
Yeah, it's the only book they read.
Okay, so working on
The
cars
exact opposite.
might,
of-
working on cars might be cool in the US, but it's really nerdy in the UK.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know we love cars in this country, but like working on cars is considered a nerd thing here.
Oh, right, because of the way your classes system works. So, like in the
That's it. Yep.
yeah, like in the U.S., if you're like a mechanic and you're like pulling like 60 or 70 G's, it's like nobody fucking cares. Like, it's a good job. Actually, people are like, you should be a mechanic now. Like middle class people are like advising their kids like, be a mechanic.
Now all I need to do is convince them to let us, convince my parents to let me and Ben fit a cold air intake to it. Because you get better fuel economy from it. That's what we'll tell them. We won't tell them about the power increase. We'll just tell them.
I was
about
about
the
to
better
say,
fuel
you really
economy.
think you can convince them to go for that?
Yeah. Well,
Is
it
the
just
better
gives
fuel economy part still correct?
Yeah. No, it's correct. No, that is true. So by having cooler air, it prevents like loss of power through thermal wastage.
I mean, like,
Which increases the efficiency of the engine, which means that you got more power and you've got more efficiency, so it's more thermally efficient. So better fuel economy.
correct me if
sold.
I'm wrong, but gas in England is like $8 or $9 a gallon.
About that, yeah, maybe a little less. At the moment.
So like fuel efficiency gets you a lot further in like
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's probably only worth about 1 UK mile per gallon, if that. But it makes a cool whoosh noise, and it makes it faster.
Or you know, $1 a gallon adds up though. Don't mock a dollar.
Well, that's it. Yeah, you know, and every little thing you do
It's
to
magic.
low rolling resistance tires and give up on ever being able to go around a corner without shitting your pants. That's another thing that'll like really improve fuel economy.
We have discovered the enemy's hidden unit.
I mean,
Boop, boop.
this is gonna sound weird, but it's actually kind of fun to try and like hypermile and get the most miles per gallon as you can.
No,
Because
it's more than that.
it's really careful kind of driving.
It's not weird.
Like that it's good fun because you've got to balance it. Because obviously you don't want to you want to get to your place on time and like make good time and stay comfortable in that. But it's like, okay, well, you know, if I shift at this point, you know, or what if I just coast down this hill and that, what if I slipstream this lorry, but that doesn't mean you go right behind it. But you know what I mean? Like, if you're behind it, you're going to get some kind of reduction in
Yeah.
air hitting your car. That's
I
what-
mean, if I'm ever on a fairly long trip and the speed limit's like 70 miles an hour, I go about 64, 65 right behind a semi, and I'll just
Yeah.
follow the semi.
Yeah, and you'll get way more gas miles. That's probably
yeah.
worth about 3 to 4 miles per gallon. That is.
Oh yeah.
Because you know, wind resistance is a big fucking factor. There's a reason why they try and make cars aerodynamic. Not just because aerodynamic shapes end up looking cool, but
Generally, I try to go around trucks.
no, you should stick behind trucks because think about it. There, the air goes up and over them, right? And that means that your car is getting less air hitting it, so it's
I
going
don't-
to do less work to be maintaining the speed that it's at.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bad problem.
Where
Yeah.
are we talking about driving behind trucks? Like in a city or like in the middle?
No, on a highway.
Well, anyway,
On a
but
highway.
highways are gonna give you the best.
I specifically do it on a highway because I know I have plenty of time to stop, and I'm not going to be doing this
One of our units has used all its
just
ammunition.
trying to get around town. Trying to get around town, my town's not big enough for it to do any good, for it to matter.
If I stick behind a truck like that, they only go like 60 miles per hour. It'll take me like twice as long to get where I'm going.
The difference between 70 and 64 miles an hour when you're driving 800 miles doesn't matter. I mean,
When
it does add up, but I mean, it's like an extra 30 minutes to an hour. It's not that big of a deal.
On
What are
average,
you,
the
what are you
best
talking
measures
about?
to-
70.
Say again?
I go like 90.
I don't speed generally.
I will. No, when I'm like I'll go like 90.
So
Like-
normally when I'm
90's
driving anywhere, I'm normally carrying, and I don't want to get pulled over while I'm carrying,
It's
so
just
I'm extra
not.
careful.
I'm not, and I'm still going slower than the sheriffs are. So
See, the speed limits, like the maximum speed limit that I know of in Arkansas is around 75. So, and most of the time it's 65 or 70. I also know that if the semi in front of me is speeding, they have a CB radio, and if they don't care about speeding, they know there's not a cop in front of them for a good distance.
I haven't been on your side of the country, so that might make the difference.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a multitude of factors that will ultimately affect efficiency. One thing I urge people to remember is that sometimes, even if you're at lower revs, if you're having to use a greater throttle input to gain speed, you're not actually getting better fuel economy because you're doing longer burns as such. So you want to reach speed in the most kind of like mediated way possible. So a mixture of getting there quickly and getting there like in a safe fashion and not flooring your car. So if you're, let's say you're going from 50 to 70 miles an hour, and let's say you've got 6 gears in your car. Most cars have 6 gears, that are manual at least. You don't have a choice of this in automatics, but it's useful if you drive a manual. So if you try and in 6th gear do that, it's probably going to take you in most cars about 6 seconds, I would imagine, to get from there to there if you floor it, which you have to do in that gear. If you shift down to 5th, you'll probably get there, or even 4th if you're feeling lucky. You'll probably get there in about 2.5 or 3 seconds. And that there is kind of like, there's a point at which there's almost like a coefficient, if you know what I mean. If you imagine it as a graph, and there's an ideal point for like how quickly you get there and how much fuel you're burning to get there. You know what I mean? So maybe
I actually get better speed gas mileage when I do the speed limit.
if you do the speed limit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean you normally will. Well, I will disclaimer that on average 56 miles per hour is the most fuel economical speed for any car, because that's how their gearing normally works out on most road vehicles. Unless you drive something kind of special. Then
That
I
guy's
mean,
stupid.
American
This
cars
guy
are 8,
just
9
fucking
speed now.
sprinted, like he skipped almost into the enemy. He killed 3 people, but he's surrounded by them right now. If this dude survives, holy shit. Oh, he's killed 5 people.
that's pretty fucking light.
Yeah, this guy's fucking... Holy shit, he is... killed 6 now.
Man, someone's gonna need to go get him. I wouldn't want him to die.
Yeah, he's still there. Oh, now he's dead.
General is under attack.
Oh, he's not dead. He's just sleeping.
Not.
He's gone to a farm.
Where he can kill people all day.
Yeah,
Wow.
Alright.
it's Animal Farm. God, I hated that book.
Really?
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of it.
I've heard it's boring. I have it downstairs.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it.
Just like you wouldn't recommend living?
Well, yeah.
He's generally not a fan.
Yeah,
I know.
normally I'd... Back in a minute.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Someone posted, "Congratulations to the astronauts that left Earth today. Good choice."
Good move.
200 IQ.
Post and cap.
Jupiter gives us strength. Proud Romans all. Principes. At your service. Equites. And for glory. Swift riders at your command. Equites. Commander.
Now, Jacksonville is getting it.
General.
Doesn't
Commander.
Lib live near there?
No, I thought he was near Tampa.
I'll tell you this much, I'm not going to Atlanta anytime soon.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Man, I fucking love it when I get sent like clips from TV shows. Like, you know when you like forget a clip from a TV show and that, and then like you watch it back and it's the best thing ever. Oh, you're right, Cap.
Hey, Cap, how's it going?
Hey, Cap.
Hey, Ancat.
So there's this TV program. It did go to the US, but it was shit for you guys. It was called The In-Betweeners, and it was kind of like what it's like to be like between 16 and 18. It was like a kind of followed a bunch of lads that weren't really cool, but like weren't really uncool and that. It tried to kind of make comedy out of the typical experience of a British late teenager. And like they're all a little bit awkward with women, and this one woman's really into this guy, and like he's the most awkward of them all. And like she's like, well, you know, talk dirty to me and that, and you can see he's like he doesn't know what to say. He's like, I want to kiss your boobs, and she's like, no, you gotta go for something better than that. And he just goes, I'm gonna fuck your fucking fanny off, you twat.
Wow, savage.
It's hilarious. There's another episode of it where they do some voluntary work in a care home to look good to attract women, and one of them like gets horny, so he goes to jack off, and like he doesn't realize what he doesn't realize is that the room he's ducked into to jack off has like this old woman in it.
Oh no!
And he doesn't know that she's there, and he like sees this photo of her when she was younger, and he doesn't realize, you know, and he's like, oh, that'll do, you know. And then like
Any port in a storm.
Any
port in a storm, yeah. But he doesn't know that she's in there, so obviously he like jacks off and that, and he's got nut in his hand as someone comes in. He turns around and sees this woman there, and this other, and like he's managed to like hide his member, and like he like another guy comes into the room at that time, and he's like, oh, I don't recognise you. Who are you? And he's like, oh, I'm one of the new staff members. I'm here to help. And he's like, goes to shake his hand, and he's still got like nut on his hand.
Oh, nasty!
Man, it's the funniest TV show, honestly. And I mean, while I never quite got up to those escapades, like it is actually pretty accurate a lot of the time. It is quite funny. There's another.
What's normal for British people to shake each other's hands when there's nut on it?
No, I don't mean that. I mean, obviously that's extreme, but like the episode where they try and buy alcohol underage and everything is funniest.
A quick tangent topic. Adam, after you get paid on the first, if you want, I will buy you No Man's Sky, so you can join me. So you can join me in Fancy.
Oh no, you don't have to do that, mate.
It's only $20 over on CDP.
You can't use mate. Hang on.
I can say whatever I want.
No, you can't.
Yes,
you can't
I
say
can.
mate.
Yes, I can.
Children, you're both racist. I'm gonna burn down your.
Wow.
I am. You just don't know what it's like to be British. You don't have my lived experience, you fucking bigot. You know, when white people start using my Anglo words, it really triggers me. Hi, Marley.
Hey.
How you doing?
What the fuck is?
I'm just beautiful.
Wow.
There.
You still miffed?
Yeah.
I believe that you are beautiful.
I am beautiful. Even with this huge ass zit on my cheek.
It's true.
No, it's a beauty mark. It's not, is it? Don't debate
That's
with
beauty
yourself like that.
bacteria in your pores.
It's a
Milady.
big ass
I'll
zit.
be back in a minute.
Bacteria. What the hell?
What? I didn't even hear what he said. Ow.
But yeah, Adam, I'll buy it for you so you can join us. It's a super fun game.
I mean, I know they've made a lot of changes since its disastrous fucking launch.
Yeah,
What game is
it had an ultra rocky launch, but now it's
Yeah, it was
fairly
really
solid
bad.
right now.
This is a really bad launch.
I know. I was doing tech support for Sony doing its shitty launch, so trust me.
Oh wow.
Believe that's one of the reasons why I soured towards the game so much was because of all the bullshit I witnessed.
I mean, No
What
Man's Sky's
game?
got VR now, so
No, no
it's
Man's
actually-
Sky.
So I do recommend No Man's Sky. I've got 700 some odd hours in it now, and I have all the achievements. So
Wow.
We really need to get you laid. Fuck.
Oh, Jesus.
I've also got all the
I
achievements.
like how you act surprised, Davo.
I
Yeah,
know.
no, I'm
You
really
still
not.
act surprised.
I know.
It's
And ask-
adorable.
Just ask Dan about one of my responses to somebody on Facebook today and yell, yeah, you probably. I went off on someone.
Uh-oh.
How
why?
are the I know you're in Georgia, Mally. What are the protests like down there right now?
I'm trying to avoid them for my own mental health.
Ha!
The last I checked, they were rioting. I'm gonna call it what it is. Fucking rioting. A block from where my husband works, from his
Oh,
office.
Yeah, this is some
He has
shit.
arms-
It's
the
gotten
other
way
thing
out
is
of
he-
control.
He has armed security in his building, so
Yeah.
that could be a bad thing.
That's a good thing though, because trespassers get shot. So that's a good thing. I call that a win.
And
Not when
Kat, do
they're
you know where her
federal.
husband works?
Trespassers get the
Okay.
6 SARA.
I don't know. I don't know. I have no clue where Miss Davo's husband works.
My
Yeah.
husband works for the federal government.
State it.
Yes. Long story. It's one of those you gotta do what you gotta do before you can do what you want to do situations. You know, he lost
That
his
just got
job.
To
and-
be fair, he works for, like, you know, one of the least worst parts.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
like one of the like
What-
like
What,
I mean he
which
doesn't
part is
work
that?
for,
Because they're all equally disastrous.
He
well,
works
the
for
parks
HUD.
guy, hang on, whoa, hang on. The
Oh.
parks guys aren't that bad. The
Yeah, I
regular
mean,
park rangers
Alright, so
aren't
here's
bad.
the thing about national parks. The price structure of the national parks is that most of the people who pay for the national parks don't get to see them.
Mhm. Yeah.
Because they're
Yeah,
on the other
could
side
be.
of the
Well, a lot
country,
of times.
and they can't afford to go there.
Yeah, but
That's the only
You're
bad
right,
part about
you're
it,
right.
but that's not
See, in the-
institutionalized.
but we have a
into the
lot of
park
national sites that are part of the national park system that are in. I mean, some of the most bizarre places. Like my dad lives a block from one of them that's in the middle of a city.
I mean, in the UK,
In the middle of a city?
like
Huh.
if you've got a national
Weird.
park where you live, that's paid for. So the way it does, so you pay a normal tax and you pay a council tax. And what
Yeah.
happens is that the council tax pays for amenities that are in your most amenities that are in your area. So
Yep.
if where you live has a national park, you will pay for that national park. And normally, local elections are won and lost on council tax. So the impetus is to try and keep it
Yeah.
as low
See,
as they can keep it. Now, obviously, I don't like any
Yes.
tax, and I'm not advocating.
Well, we have that
That's
here as
still a
well.
slightly better system.
we have that here where we'll have
Yeah,
county
yeah, that's what I
parks
mean, it's
and
like-
such
so
and such, and then we have the big.
People in London aren't paying for the national park that's down the road for me. We're paying for it, and in fairness, I think you would be hard pressed to find someone who doesn't want to pay for it. Because it is a
Mhm.
very beautiful area and it's useful for dog walkers
So
and for
I'll
runners. And
I'll
joggers and
pay an entrance fee or something like that, or subscription fee, or even a some sort of voluntary thing. especially
Gershon,
for
you
my
do know
local
that you
stuff.
don't have to pay to go into a national park. You do know that, right?
I am paying to go into national parks. I'm just not
Well,
always able to
besides
go
that.
into them.
Yeah.
That's what.
Yes.
That's my point. Is
Exactly, with the
That's my
exception
that's
of
my
your
one
taxes.
gripe with the system. That's my one gripe with the system is that people are paying for them who never get to use them.
Correct. No. I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying you specifically, besides what's in your taxes, like the entrance fees
No, I
and
get
everything,
that.
you
But
do
what
know
I'm
that you
saying
don't
is,
need to pay for
I
it.
would prefer that if I didn't have to pay the taxes, because that would
Yes.
be more fair.
It
That
would
would
be.
be-
I
I'd
agree with
rather-
you.
Good.
I would
Isn't there
rather
something?
that
Isn't there something
3%
about
of the
veterans
population-
not having? Isn't there
Yes,
something
veterans
about
do not have to pay veterans in active duty do not have to pay an entrance fee to
That's
national
what I
parks.
thought.
I've never
Yeah.
paid an entrance fee anyways.
Nice.
I'm being paged. What child?
Nice. Downtown
I
Atlanta
shall
probably
return. The
awesome.
neighbor from hell is harassing my children again.
Ugh, good
The
luck.
Right,
neighbor
I'm
from
gonna-
hell?
I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna
What?
tell you how you
The
do
neighbor
this
from
the
hell is
British
3.
way,
I'll be
yeah?
right back.
The way that you do the I don't care, they're 3. The way that you do this is that you go over there and you say to their parents, sort your kid out or your windows get smashed in. And at that point, if their
No,
child
Dan. No,
continues to
we don't
damage
do
your
that
property,
here.
you smash their windows in, and if they have a problem with it, you beat the fuck out of them.
Is that how
because
you do things in England?
Yes. For the most part, because the way it works is don't damage my shit and I won't damage yours. You know, I feel like Americans could do with being a little more assertive, says the person whose country's rights have been eroded over the last 100 years like a fucking landslide. But you know, it's not my fault. I was only here for 20 of them.
So here's the thing: you have a
I have returned.
you have a
Is
mix
everything
of
okay?
Oh yeah, it's the 3-year-old next door is just a brat.
you have a mix
Drop
of assertive and then extremely violent reactionaries. That's the problem. That's why the people who are unwilling to be assertive are unwilling to be assertive, is because they're expecting a violent reaction from whomever they're being assertive towards.
Then be prepared for a violent reaction.
Most people here aren't prepared for violent reactions.
Will
I
be
mean-
Yeah, most
prepared.
people here like to talk a big game, but
I am.
I have noticed
By the way,
that.
lack and check.
What?
Lack and check.
Lack and check.
whack and check.
Lack and
What?
check.
What is?
I have scissors. I have
Oh,
scissors.
weapons
I have
check.
I have my
Nice.
mobile phone with which I can
That's
call the local
amazing.
constabulary.
I have scissors.
That'll do in a
Whack
pinch.
and check is good.
I've got a pocket knife on me, but I need to get me a handgun. 'Cause, like,
Let me
the only
see
two
your butter
firearms-
knife, Dan.
You do need to get a
I've got
handgun.
12-inch cock.
The only two firearms I have on me is my AR and my 1022 rifle. I need to buy me a handgun.
Yeah, I have a number of weapons. 3 of them, and possibly more or less, are pistols. 2 of them are Glocks. This is a Glock 43, and it's my everyday carry, and I'm a fan. It's comfortable in my hand. It is easy to conceal and carry, and nobody notices when I have it.
Yeah, we won't discuss my firearm.
I went to somebody's
Is it
house.
a .22? Is it a Saturday night special gun?
Mine?
Even
Yeah.
even if
30-06.
22 can kill, if you shoot someone in the
Oh,
eye
yeah,
with
but
everything
with
with freaking 22, it can
I mean,
kill.
22 will break the skin.
.22, dude, but 22 gets a bad reputation. It has a really nasty habit of bouncing off internal organs and causing some
Yes, it
fucking
does.
mean injuries.
Mhm.
Like, it's obviously not as powerful as greater rounds, but it's plenty powerful enough. I mean, ultimately, if you're doing it right, you'll land most of your shots in, and you'll put a whole magazine in.
Oh
anyway.
boy, be back
So,
again.
Yeah.
Once you've put 3 or 4 of them in someone, if they don't die at that with 22, they weren't going to die with it with pretty much anything else that you're going to get in a pistol. Like, that person for some reason is not dying. They're blessed, you know. Like,
By the way,
so-
think if you use the proper term. It really irritates me that the people use the word clip. It's like, no, it's not
Yeah,
a clip, you
Every time,
dumbass.
Yeah,
I
no,
hear,
a
every
clip-
time I hear someone on the left use the term clip instead of mag, I feel a blood vessel
I-
pop in my head.
I shouldn't have used the
Same. I'm like, ugh.
You stupid fucking piece of shit.
I have a 12 gauge and I have like a magazine for it. So
Nice.
that's how you load shotguns.
I have no right to own any defensive weapon whatsoever.
I mean, you've got your butter knife.
Oh, you're
Which is
not even
probably
that.
why you're
Fucking-
more apt to
Wait,
get
wait,
into a
wait.
fist fight.
Wait, no, no.
Serious question here, Dan.
It's an okay weapon. Narwhal tusks.
What would you say? Oh yeah.
No, well,
narwhal
tusks, yeah.
Forgot
Forgot about that.
Can you own a multi-tool that has a knife?
Yes and no, kind of. It's actually generally tolerated if kids have them because, like, they know that kids like multi-tool knife things. But if you walk around as an adult with a multi-tool knife, and you don't have a job that involves it, or you can't prove that you need to use it, then you'll be arrested and you'll be charged with a weapons offense.
God, that's so weird.
It is weird, and I hate it.
I was like things like, ooh, gray area, multi-tool.
It does mean though that street fights here are fucking great.
Wait a second, let me put on my screwdriver. Get the knife out.
Let me get my bottle opener out of my.
You're gonna get corkscrewed, you dick. I think this is why Americans can't box.
Yeah, that checks out.
I mean, I actually think like part of the reticence to have guns in the United Kingdom is because, so like owning a gun is not considered masculine here. In fact, the kind of logic is that if you have to carry a gun, like you feel insecure and you're a pussy. That's kind of like.
I mean, that's the same ad
Hey, look,
hominem argument.
if y'all want to
left
change
uses
it
here.
so that only your nan can
not
have a
agreeing
gun,
with it.
that's okay.
Hey, look, I mean, like, I'm not agreeing with the thing. I'm just explaining how it is. Well, I think there's an element of truth in it. I do think there's an element of truth in it. I feel like you should be just as willing to engage in an unarmed confrontation as you are an armed. So long as you're on a parity with the other
Lafson doesn't have Hep C.
I don't have Hep C either, and I've been
So
in
one of the more
shitloads.
common things to happen from street fights here in Arkansas is Hep C.
Okay, that's bizarre.
That's
well,
I'm not following.
Drunk, methed out people use a lot of needles, get hep,
right.
and then they bite
Oh.
you when
Hepatitis.
they fight you.
Yeah.
People who are fucking high don't give a shit about rules.
True.
There's no fairness in a fight.
There's no fairness in a fucking fight anyway.
Well, yeah, but if they're gonna bite you, that's
Well,
primarily the
biting
reason why.
should be- I'll say that biting probably is one. But I mean, like ultimately, I can kind of agree with it up to a point. I would be lying if I didn't perceive Americans as less masculine.
That's fair. I mean, that's what the whole point of a gun is, though, is it's an equalizer.
I was gonna say, in the U.S., though, guns are part of our mythology, so it's not just.
And ultimately, I obviously fully support the right to bear any arm you want. If you
Alright.
want to own a fucking anti-tank gun, you go ahead. I like them; they're cool.
Hell yeah.
Like I'm cool
Yeah,
with
I can
that.
see it.
But you know, like, so I obviously support it, but like I said, I wouldn't want fist. It sounds weird. I wouldn't want fist fights to disappear because I feel like they have a good role in society. You know, nobody gets shot, nobody gets injured that bad. Everybody has a bit of a rough and tumble. They shake hands afterwards.
See,
They go for
a
a
lot of the
beer and
shootings that happened before
you
the
know.
50s and 60s in the United States started as fistfights.
That's weird.
If you look up a list of shootings in the United States, especially in schools, most of them started off as fistfights. It's an American thing just to resort to a gun, no matter what else happened.
There
Hey
is,
guys,
like, an
I'm probably gonna go out to eat around 7. Do you want to start that Stellaris game now, or do you want to wait till 5?
What do you mean by wait till 5?
Well, I
He's
mean,
saying
it's
rather than
4:46.
wait for 14 minutes from now, start now.
I'm confused.
So, the Stellaris game that you were talking about starting,
Yep.
it's supposed to start in 13 minutes.
Oh yeah, that was 7 Central anyway. So
Right,
Like,
so he was
yeah.
saying,
yeah,
instead
yeah.
of
You wanna
waiting
start
13
it
minutes,
now.
start it now.
Yeah.
Are we gonna have to stop it when you have to go out to eat?
Well, we can
Decide then.
yeah, we can decide then whether we'll stop it or not. And I mean, if push comes to shove, Adam, I assume you will probably be back at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's
So we
there's
picked up
rioting.
again, then.
There's protesting in Vegas.
Yeah, hang on a second. There's fucking violent protests in Vegas, and you're deciding to go out.
No, I'm not going anywhere near the strip. It's only it's
okay.
isolated to the strip.
All right. Well, please stay safe, mate. Like, I don't want you getting like shot by angry apes, or police officers.
Fuck, I'll just run them over. The
No,
cops aren't gonna
in
shoot
your
at me. I'm
Civic.
white.
In your
Fuck.
Civic.
You can do.
Yeah,
that.
it's right. In my Civic, they're gonna see a white boy driving a white Civic, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, we don't have to shoot him. He's fine."
Yeah,
Don't lie,
he's
it's
not
a
a
Prius.
threat. A Prius.
Yeah, if I were driving a Prius, my white privilege would
Wait.
make me immune to even
Duncan
bombs.
Leff
All
was
right.
white. I don't know that
Yeah.
you're. I don't know that you're safe.
Oh. Oh.
Also,
Get
can
in
you
the
do the
fight
hokey
with the
pokey?
cop.
Because Simon will probably want to have a say in that.
All right. Let's set this Stellaris game up.
One of our units is
Can you
using
remember how to set them up now? Sorry, I couldn't understand you then.
I'll give you 1 second and I'll start that up.
Sure thing.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Are you serious? Come on.
All the talk of shooting shit made me want to kill some combine, so I'm gonna play some Alex while talking with you all.
Nice.
Sounds like fun.
Haha, you actually want to talk to us.
I like this. I like this photos that's gone viral of a skinny white boy stealing Legos from a Target
Yeah.
that's being raped.
I mean, to be fair, it's probably like the most socially acceptable time to get Legos at that age,
Hey, man, Legos are expensive.
and Legos are awesome.
Valid.
So
This fucking loading time, honestly.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
This fucking loading time is longer than we eventually had to find out about the Las
that
Vegas
was
strip.
unnecessary.
What
Oh,
was
lame.
unnecessary?
I should have bought it yesterday and cap it went up $2. That's all right though.
That's fine.
I actually have
One of our units is
UEBS Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It's pretty fun.
I need to make sure I've got all my mods uninstalled.
Yeah, good play. Hey, Adam, have you checked out the various the various custom maps for Alex yet?
No, not yet.
You totally should. They are amazeballs, dude.
That's a new
That
word.
was gay.
Amazeballs is not a
Amazeballs?
new word.
And sex noise.
It's not new. Yeah, it's been around for I don't know, for as long as people have been sucking dick. I don't know.
Oh, that's just
I mean,
extra gay.
so at least the 60s or the 90s.
Oh, let's not pretend that the Greeks weren't up to it.
Well then.
What's Greek for amazeballs?
I don't know.
Armaporic testapelorachori or something?
Yeah.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
How did a nation of pedophiles succeed so well at dominating the ancient world?
So you have to wrestle the children into your grasp. That's a lot of physical activity. At some point you just get good at it and you create a child army.
Oh,
Hashtag Sparta.
that's just not right.
That's what they did!
Well, no, it is right, but it's not right.
Well, hold on. The Spartans weren't the ones who had gay sex. That was the Athenians.
Yeah, they did.
They all did.
The
I think it
Spartans
was
are
like-
famous for having gay sex with each other.
Probably most
Yeah,
popular
The
in
Spartans are
that.
famous for when they found their wives, they would go in, kidnap them, and then rape them, and that's how they met. And if they were too gay to do that, they would get one of their buddies to do it instead, and then they would just raise the kid.
Oh
What?
Jesus, that's
What
horrible.
the fuck?
That's horrible.
Hashtag
amazing.
Spartans.
Wow.
This is Sparta.
Ah,
I will never like the people that wear the Spartan, like
Hashtag Nambla.
the Spartans, like for gun amendments and whatnot. We'll never look at them the same.
I mean, they're idolizing a culture that, as Dan said earlier, found that to be a normal thing. I mean, and the Romans did too, because the Romans were
And so
basically
did
just
most of
trying
the
to
world.
pretend to be
That bathhouse.
Greeks with better weapons and tactics. It's
We hunger for
The Romans are a lot more than Greeks with.
honor.
That's not. That's a.
I didn't hear what you said. What? Say again.
Stop.
They're way more than.
I can't hear you over Davo being angry.
I said the Romans are way more than just Greeks with better weapons and tactics.
All right, fair.
Not really.
But they also did a lot of, oh, we love the Greeks. We're gonna like the fucking aristocracy spoke Greek
Well,
to
they,
each other most
they
of the time.
liked the Greek aesthetic, but they didn't like Greek philosophy. They actually banned Greek philosophy.
Well, they didn't do it very well.
Yeah, they banned Stoicism.
If
No, they
had ever-
didn't.
no, they didn't. Marcus Aurelius was a Stoic,
Yeah, but there was a point in the Roman Empire.
as
where
was
they
Seneca.
banned-
Curious.
They banned Stoicism at one point in the Roman Empire.
Well, not very well.
Yeah, they did a horrible job of it.
I don't think they did a good job, but I'm just saying they
I
banned.
just want to point out that
They
as
also
far-
banned Christianity and then basically became its fucking protector.
As far as I am concerned, there is
But
no
I'm
good
doesn't mean they didn't ban.
There is the Romans contributed nothing to philosophy in my mind. I can't think of one Roman that I go, yeah, actually they made a really good.
In general,
Cicero,
in general, Roman
Marcus
philosophy
Aurelius,
was-
Seneca.
Yeah, that's shit.
There were a few Romans, yes, but in general, Roman society frowned on philosophy.
They were more of doers rather than thinkers.
They felt philosophy was too much thinking, so
They were
Well,
more
try-
they were more metal shop and carpentry.
In fairness, try telling all the boys that the Greeks bummed that the Greeks were more thinkers than doers, and I think they had probably taken actions there.
I mean, most philosophers
Actually,
are gay now.
I know for the Athenians at least, if you spend too much time with women, it was unmanly, because like
Fair.
you know, man, why are you spending all this time around women? Like,
All right,
it's
I'm
like,
gonna end the
you
stream
wanna-
because I'm gonna go cook. Y'all have some fun.